All right, we are live. What's up, everybody? It's the SRG podcast. We are down here at Amelia Park for the Springfield Thunderbirds community caravan event today. Come on down. It's a beautiful day. They got all kinds of fun stuff here. We got food trucks, face painting. We got Duncan. We got all kinds of stuff going on. And we do this year, Matt,
and deck hockey. Let's not forget
deck hockey. Let's not forget the main attraction.
All the kids playing deck hockey here at this event. So it's just another community caravan event the Thunderbirds put on every year.
Alongside Matt Baker, I'm Steve Forney. We got the family here. We got tons of people here. It's a beautiful day. We do have a new sponsor as well, Matt. You could tell us a little bit about.
Yeah, new sponsor this year, MCU. The Mass Con United Training Center, located in Agawam, Massachusetts. Your go-to indoor training facility for lacrosse, soccer, baseball, ice hockey. They even have a golf simulator.
Nice.
Hosting birthday parties. My kids have been to birthday parties there. So we're happy to have that. Mass Con United Training Center, located in Agawam, Massachusetts. Say hi, Ellie.
Yeah, so we got the family here. You guys watching on sounds terrible or something like that, let us know in the comments so I can try to get it on the fly. So we got a lot going on. There's a lot of excitement here and a lot of excitement coming up for the season. I don't know, Matt. Yeah, I love being the announcer and doing all that kind of stuff. There was something about last season when it ended. I was like, I'm not ready for the season to be over.
Yeah.
And I love summer. It's my favorite season. And all summer I've just been like, when's hockey season? Like, I don't want to rush the summer, but fall, football, Thunderbirds hockey, yeah, school too. But I don't know. I can't. I'm like so jazzed up for this year.
Last year was a lot of fun. I think you saw that there were a lot of highs and lows and winning streaks and losing streaks with last year's team, and the way it ended, I agree with you. You're kind of like, you thought they just had a little bit more in them, especially that home loss game 2 against Providence. And it does. It really did leave you wanting more, and we're so close to that more. I think, though, good teams, good franchises, good organizations move forward. So, I'm excited now for our part to talk about how this team, the Springfield Thunderbirds, move forward. There's not a lot of roster movement. There are some key pieces. We'll talk about that in a little bit, but there's not a lot. I think it's fair to say this is a returning team, whereas last year's team was kind of a brand new team.
Right.
So we've got a returning team, so I'm excited to see how they move forward.
Yeah. So let's get into that, because I was watching all these AHL free agents move off the board, and I'm like, well, how come we didn't get any of these guys, this guy, that guy? And I'm like, well, because we don't need. Like you said, it with last year having these conversations, we're like, who is this Kaskamaki character? I don't know. What are these Swedes, these Johannesons? I don't know. I don't even know how to pronounce half these guys' names.
Right.
Now that they've all been together, and really it's just been the addition of Chris Wagner, really the big one, which I think is a great signing.
Absolutely.
That's why I think the excitement is there, because it's year 2 of almost the same exact team. And I think that there's so much room for growth and potential, but already having 1 year under their belt for all of them, and the goalies are coming back. So I think that there's so much room for more growth this year, and I think that's what's going to happen.
I'm optimistic. I mean, I do think if let's talk about a little bit of what the roster might look like. I am kind of projecting Dvorsky. I don't think we see much, but I wouldn't be surprised also if he's kind of like that bubble player. I think, and I don't know much about the Blues roster as it kind of is projecting out now, but I don't think you have Dvorsky a top 6 guy. He's still super young and super talented. So I think the big question the Blues have is, does he maybe start? Do you ask him to give it a month in Springfield, start hot, build your confidence, and then take off? Similar to like what Jake Neighbors and Nikita Alexandrov did a few years ago. Where before Jake Neighbors had that shoulder surgery, he was kind of bouncing back and forth with Nikita. And I think that really has aided to Jake Neighbors' development. now as a top 6 guy in the NHL. But I don't know where you slot Dvorsky in the NHL. So I wouldn't be surprised if he's a bubble guy this year.
Yeah.
To start.
I think if they're smart, especially, we were talking about in the Blues podcast, we were talking about, I remember with the guys from St. Louis.
Yes. Yep.
They were like, well, next year our third line center is going to be so-and-so. And I said, no, it's going to be Dvorsky.
Yeah.
Then they went out and they signed Bugstad. And so I'm still trying to figure out, like, do they want him to, maybe they just want him to develop more. And if I'm them, I'd rather him playing top line minutes, power play, penalty kill at the AHL level than playing third line, playing 11 minutes a night.
Right. I mean, I think there's something to be said every day practicing with NHL guys, which is what Dvorsky would get up there. But I think you're 100% right. You're not probably playing much special teams up there. So do you want to, you're still young, if you have the confidence in the Thunderbirds organization, which I believe they do, they still have 6 years left remaining in their affiliate deal. So let him play top line minutes, let him captain your power play, let him kill penalties, and give him that role. Hey, this is your team for a month. Let's see what you can do.
Right.
And we'll pull you up. And hopefully, not only are we pulling you up with skill that you have, right, but the confidence too, that mental edge after dominating the AHL for a month, So I don't know. I don't think we'll see him much.
Wouldn't you want him playing with top line minutes with Alexandrov and Stenberg?
Yeah.
As opposed to not. You know what I mean? Like, I would just, if that were me, I'd be like, well, this is your future anyway, so you might as well put them all together. And it's like if you call up one guy 3 months into the season or whatever it is, wouldn't it be nice to have two that you could call up knowing that they played well together? Because Stenberg's another guy that I don't know how long he's going to be here in Springfield if he plays the way he should.
Could you imagine? I mean, last year, one of the reasons the Thunderbirds, I believe, was their first really hot winning streak. We called it the foreign rookie line, right? I believe it was Silvergard, Kastamaki, and Dvorsky.
Right.
Those 3 guys. So now if you're the Blues too, I mean, and I don't know how much of this projecting goes into it. I might be overthinking it, but do you allow, if you're projecting a future top 6 line in your NHL club to be Dvorsky, Kastamaki, Stenberg, why not have them play together now?
Right.
Why not? You're not going to do that in the NHL, but can you do that in the AHL and you're making sort of short-term gains and long-term investment,
right?
And you're winning twofold. So, and that's here in Springfield. I like that. So,
and that would still leave you Pekka, Luff, and Alexandrov to be your top line, which again worked out really well.
Yeah, it worked out well. And again, you mentioned it off the top, the new addition of Wagner. Let's not forget him because he's got NHL experience. He's got production at all levels. I think the biggest loss for this team is McEachern. He will be missed, not just on the ice, but in the locker room as well. But I think
that's why Wagner's here.
I agree. I don't think you can as easily get rid of Mackenzie McEachern if you're not bringing in a Wagner. And I think he more than replaces the production on the ice.
Right.
It's yet to be said how it will affect the locker room. But I think on the ice, I think you're getting a 2.0.
I think I'm looking at Wagner, I'm picturing a better, more offensive Drew Callen.
Yep.
Because he's going to be, he can win faceoffs, he's going to kill penalties, he's going to hit everything that he sees, which is it's an upgrade there. Mm-hmm. And I mean, again, at combinations, you put him and Dylan Peterson together in your third line and fill in the blank.
Yeah.
That's going to be more than enough to keep that ball rolling. And maybe he's better than a third line guy. Maybe I know that we talk about the lines. A lot of times the lines don't really matter. You have a third line, but if they're starting periods, then the ice time numbers are really what you're looking at, not where they're slotted up.
Agreed. And Coach Konowalchuk alluded to that last year. That's sort of how he approaches it, where your lines are more or less placeholders, right? And let's not forget, I'm going to consider him this player in addition this year is Zach Dean.
Right.
He was on the roster last year, but because of injury, didn't really play. So
and finished strong.
Right. In the short time we did get to see him, the few games he did play in the playoffs to start the season, he made an impact when he was on the ice. So he's not necessarily an addition, but I'm considering him a key addition, and hopefully we have a healthy Zach Dean all year. And I think he's going to come out guns blazing. I would think you'd have to, right? This is, if I'm not mistaken, his last,
I believe
year,
so.
with the Blues. He had a taste of St. Louis when him and Zach Bolduc went up. He was sent back down. You have to think he knows this is it for him in St. Louis. This is his last chance. So he's going to come out strong. There's competition at the center position too. Is it Dvorsky or is it Zach Dean?
Right.
You know, so.
Side note, how do you feel about Bolduc getting traded?
It's unfortunate. It's curious to me what the Blues are thinking.
Mm-hmm.
You have this homegrown kid who works hard, who's liked, who's respected, fans like him. From everything I've read, teammates liked him, and you're bringing in third D pairing guy.
Yeah,
I mean, I remember Mayu. Is that how you pronounce it? Logan Mayu.
Mayu. Yeah.
I remember watching him when he played for Laval. He was a pain in the neck.
Yes.
Right, a pain in the neck. So good. All right, the Blues picked up a strong defensive player there, but he also hasn't been super productive in the NHL. So is it? I don't know. What do you do with Tucker? Thank you.
Yeah, I think. So if I look at the Blues system, where's their strength in terms of development? It's at forward. I mean, we've between Dvorsky and Neighbors and Stenberg. And, the D is a little less deep, I guess. Mm-hmm. So I can understand them looking at it and saying we have too many forwards under 25 and not nearly enough D-men under 25. So let's trade one. Let's pick one, fair, and trade it and get ourselves a defenseman under 25. Is he the right choice? I've heard that he'll get you a bunch of points, but he's defensively kind of a liability.
Right.
So, but at the same time, when you look at the Blues, no more Torrey Krug, right? I don't know. Maybe it's just me playing the video game, but they're locked into Parayko. They're locked into Justin Falk. They're locked into all these older defensemen that aren't exactly. They're not exactly Cale McCarr back there. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's one of those things that I look at as a numbers game and just say, we need to pluck one of these young forwards out and bring in a young defenseman. And then again, Dvorsky's probably off limits. Who else is there? Right. And it just so happened to be Blue.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that logic makes sense. I look at it now, though, you have more forwards than you do defensemen, so it's easier to kind of move your forwards around. From a line perspective, I think you still have a Tucker, you still have a Kessel, and now Logan Mayu. Again, competition sharp. What was it? Iron sharpens iron, whatever that saying goes, right? So cream will rise.
They really like Tucker over there.
They do, and he played well, and he was getting big minutes in that playoff series against the Jets until that injury. Maybe this is a bit of an insurance if the injury recovery doesn't pan out for Tucker. I haven't read anything to say that, but
at the same time, it's like when I don't know what Tucker's contract is. This guy can't be more than a mil or a mil and a half. And he's playing well, and then you have, like I said, guys like Justin Falk, no trade clauses, and you're paying him $5.5 million. It's like, okay, well, what, as much as you like Tucker, this is where we've invested our money in these other players. That's why I fear for his playing time. It's just they look at it and it's a numbers game. Really interesting. So we got a lot of things to look forward to. Like we said, we're down here at Amelia Park. Come on down for the Thunderbirds Community Caravan and the street hockey tournament. Brady Deniston's on the mic over here, PA announcing, doing a great job as always. And again, I know I talk about it, but the staff here, man, like literally everybody's here.
Yes,
everybody from the team is here. Like John Jones right here, staring here, looking at us. What's up, pal? How are you? Look at that! Oh, look at everything, face paint going on and everything else. We got balloons.
And you got your balloon, a flower balloon. There you go.
Yeah, so everybody from the staff is here. Shay, Ryan Smith's over there running the scoreboard. So we're gonna see if we can grab a couple at some point. Come on and just talk a little bit about what they got going on this season. And like I said, there's just so much to look forward to. a parking garage is finally up and ready to
Yes.
go. Like it's just stuff like that it's like finally like we're ready to go. So we do add some stuff about the schedule. I don't know if you want to get into that.
Well, so they did have the schedule release, and first thing off the top that I noticed, it's a tough start.
Oh, I don't even know if I looked at it that closely.
Well, you open up with the Checkers. You open up with Hershey. You know, right, that first 2-3 weekends, you've got, I think, 5 games against Charlotte and Hershey combined. Hershey, I think they're bringing in a bit of a new roster. I've seen a few players. I've been trying to keep tabs of
I feel like they've lost more than the game.
They have, and I believe they have a new coach this year. So, you know, again, we opened the show, and I think it's important to move forward and not, well, last year this is what happened. But I do think, you know, I think getting off to a hot start is going to be important for this team. I think building off the momentum that, even though it came to an early playoff exit, building off that momentum of an overall positive year is going to be important. But you're opening up against the Charlotte Checkers, who, you know, Calder Cup run, you know, like, right. So you know they're coming out hot. The Hershey Bears they're always tough. They're always good. They're a well-run organization. So you're just, there's not going to be any cakewalks early in the season. It's important to get off to that hot start. 6 p.m. starts. So somebody from the league is listening to us. You've been talking about it, and I love it. I love it.
I do too. I think it's 6 p.m.s on Saturdays, right?
Yes.
Like, why not? Like, there's just get these kids, get families. You know what I mean? Like, and that's a big hour. It sounds silly. That's a big hour for a parent of like I got a 5 and an 8-year-old, and I'm not bringing them to a 7 o'clock game on a Saturday when they're home at 10.
Right.
A 6 o'clock game and we're home by 9.
Yeah.
On a Saturday night, we can do that. We can swing that, you know. But you know, we had a lot less Sunday games last year than we've had, and those
even
are
less
the games
this year. There are not a lot of home Sunday
and
games.
So if that's how it's gonna be, then the family night is going to be the 6 o'clock Saturday game. So I like it. Yes, I'll get out earlier, but it's also a lot easier for families to get to games. So I love that 6 p.m. start.
I like it. I mean, we're not at 6 p.m. on a Friday. That might be tough. People are getting out of work at 5 or something like that, 5:30. That would be tough. But you're talking about Saturday. You can still head down to Wahlburgers or Red Rose, grab lunch, grab dinner. In Springfield. Get to the game, and then, like you said, you're out at a reasonable time. I think it will bring more families out, and I love it. Yeah. I like it. Because there were times, and especially you mentioned the parking garage, but you're stuck in that parking garage sometimes at MGM for 45 minutes to get out. You know, and hopefully traffic will be lighter in that parking garage. But I like it.
I don't know. Somebody has to. I love TV and radio. It's like an obsession of mine. But who started the 7 p.m. thing for sports? Like everything starts at 7. Yeah. Like at prime time on television, I guess it's like 8 o'clock. But like I don't know. Everything's 7. Baseball, it's 7 o'clock. That's when you're into broadcasting. And AHL hockey doesn't make their money on broadcasting. They make it on the gate.
Yep.
So you need to do what makes the most sense for you to get your money at the gate.
Yeah.
And 7 p.m. on Flow Hockey doesn't matter if it's 7 p.m. or 10 p.m. or 4 in the afternoon. Work. So it's still gonna be shoddy signal. So I love it. I think they're going to see a nice big uptick in attendance on Saturdays. Yeah. And I think you're going to see a lot more family friendly atmosphere, which I think every minor league team needs.
That's what makes the AHL, you know, and specifically the Thunderbirds so much fun, is the fact that I can bring my family there, and I know my family will be entertained, not just me. Right. There's entertainment for the family. So I think just starting that hour early allows for more younger families to get in and get hooked, so to speak, on the Thunderbirds at a younger age, because you can bring younger kids. So
Samantha's happy that we don't play Hartford opening night, but she's also in favor of the 6 p.m. start. So I like that.
There you go.
One scheduling thing I'm not a fan of, and I don't know, I might talk to Nate about this. Again, I think it's only a once in a blue moon. Halloween.
Yeah.
Halloween night.
I would imagine though it'll be a fun game. You're probably gonna have some characters. It's no pun intended.
It's not about what I'm going to experience. It's about what I'm going to miss because
Yeah.
and the funny thing is that Matt and I, our families, with a couple other families, every Halloween we go to one specific neighborhood. It used to be my neighborhood till we moved, and it's a great time. We have a blast. The kids have fun. It's a big neighborhood. They get tons of candy. Parents, some houses are giving out Jello shots for the grown-ups. Like it's that kind of neighborhood, which is a great time. So I'm definitely going to miss out on that.
Yeah.
And it is, but again, it's like, how often is a Friday night going to be?
And I'll say real quick, I think we're going to be joined by Brady Denniston here on the mic. But that's Jake's birthday. He's actually born on Halloween. So
it's my two best friends in the whole world right here.
Brady, how we doing?
Brady, we were just talking about the 6 o'clock Saturday starts. You going to be able to make those?
Yeah, it's going to be interesting for sure. It'll definitely be a shift because I usually work until 2 and then get to the rink at 3 for prelims. So it's definitely going to be a shift having to get there an hour earlier for prelims, which will be interesting. But, it won't be bad. Gets us out there earlier on a Saturday night.
That's what we're excited about. So, Brady, tell us a little about what you've got a busy summer, kid.
Yeah, I've just basically been, following in your footsteps. I got to call collegiate baseball all summer with the Valley Blue Sox, and then I've been covering some Westfield Starfires games here and there.
Awesome.
So actually got to call Jonathan Papelbon last night, so I got to meet Papelbon and call him out to be the starting pitcher, which was absurd. They had him start in an FCBL game. But, it's been a great summer.
What do you like more, hockey or baseball?
It's really close for me. Baseball is by nature my favorite sport, but I think there's a lot more action to call in hockey, and I feel like I can be a lot more enthusiastic. Baseball, you have to be some level of professional and classic, whereas hockey, you can get a little more excited with it.
Yeah, that was going to add, and you guys would know, not me, there's probably more emotion in making a goal, now batting. Number,
it's not like you get to call
number
home
2,
runs.
Derek Jeter.
Actually,
2.
they do make me call home runs.
They do?
Really?
Yeah, so I get to yell home run and then the player's name. It's
nice.
It's not a bad.
I like that.
Call. Yeah.
See, it's funny because I like to watch hockey, but I like to call basketball games because they never stop. You're calling every basket, every shot, every foul, every out of bounds.
Basketball.
Constantly. Half the time, I don't even know what the score is.
Now, you're not back at the Sun this year, are you?
I am.
You are? Okay. For some reason, I thought you were.
Well, so, side note, this is probably going to be my last year doing Sun games. I just, the commute and the future of the franchise, they say they're going to move to Boston. I don't know what they're going to do.
Oh, yeah.
I have a hard time this year getting out of the pool on an 85-degree day and driving down to Mohegan.
Yep.
That's like I'm in my happy place and I have to leave it. So so what I told the Sun is I said, look, I'm probably not going back this year since you're terrible this season. Why don't you use the last 10 games to see if there are other people, use that kind of as a tryout for other guys so that next year you guys are ready to go if I don't come back. Sometimes I'll have a game and then they'll call me. They'll be like, yeah, we don't need you tomorrow night. We're going to try out somebody else. I'm like, okay.
Oh.
So I haven't worked as many as I have in the past, and that franchise has been really, really good to me for almost a decade. So,
wow.
Yeah, call them up. Ready to get down there. Go do some WNBA basketball. It's awesome.
I wouldn't mind that at all.
Great time.
Yeah.
So what do you give me something that you're really looking forward to on the ice this season? Something a positive note that you're looking forward to.
I'm just happy to see a familiar team coming back. We have a lot of great returning guys, namely, Colton Ellis, Matthew Pekka. Really our core is sticking around. We have Vadim Zherenko back, which I'm honestly kind of surprised about.
Me too.
Yeah, we all thought he was gone, and then we have Chris Wagner coming in, and he's electric, so he'll be fun. He's already got a fan base here, obviously, with time in Boston, and he's a local guy. So
great personality.
Extremely. Yeah.
I think that's one of the things Matt and I were talking about is that last year there were so many questions. We didn't even know how to pronounce half the guys' name on the roster, and now they're pretty much all back, which is great.
Alex Santeri Koskamaki.
That's it.
What a name.
I love that guy.
What a name.
That is a fun name.
And they got an easy one like Chris Wagner. I can handle that. I can handle that one.
Otto Stenberg. Yeah.
There you go.
Easy ones. So,
you got any bold predictions for us?
No. I feel like we'll have a similar performance to how we did last year, but as long as we don't play a team like Providence in the first round, I think we can actually make a run for it. Call it the playoffs.
Do you think having the season end the way it did and having the team play the way it was playing in the playoffs, how does that Is that something that the team is going to be looking to build off of? Do you close that door and just say it doesn't even matter? How do you think the team?
Hard to leave it in the past when, like I said, it's such a similar team.
Yep.
But they're bound to rebound, and I think that familiarity is going to be huge for them. But I also like a fresh face in Chris Wagner. There's it's all going to be a matter of how do we compete against the other New England teams, because we see them the most. They always seem to have our numbers, but it's a toss-up, really.
Well, and I think too, one of the things we were talking about is how there is so much turnover in this league, and we seem to be the team that had the least amount of turnover. Like, I think Bridgeport's going to be better. Providence is going to be better. I don't know about Hershey. I don't know about
Hershey lost their coach. Todd Nelson is, I honestly forget where he went, but probably a better job.
I think he went to the NHL. I think he took an
he
NHL
did. He
gig.
stepped up. I really like what Bridgeport did this offseason.
Me too.
What the New York Islanders did this offseason.
Yeah.
And for the first time that we've been doing this show, I feel like the Islanders are investing in Bridgeport. Right?
Yes.
I think Matthew Highmore got picked up by Bridgeport. The Islanders had 3 first-round draft picks this year, all good players. That one defenseman, I was hoping the Blues were going to get him. But I think we will have a lot of disdain for Bridgeport this year, but for opposite, they're going to actually be competitive. And you're not going to be looking at Bridgeport on the schedule saying this has to be a win. You're going to have to compete. And, maybe that'll make it easier as a fan, because that was the hardest part. You're expecting the Thunderbirds to go in and just dominate the Islanders, and you never were really able to.
Well, now that Bridgeport's better, maybe we can beat them.
Maybe, yeah. We always seem to be able to beat the better teams. I don't know why.
Yeah.
But like Hartford, I don't think he's going to be. And they lost Jake Decision.
Oh,
They're going to have a lot of call-ups. So I don't know. I'm curious to see what the standings look like this at the end of this season compared to last season.
Yeah.
Like how many teams have sort of flipped?
We've
changed?
talked about this too, how much the NHL club plays a part in the AHL, right? And last year the Rangers were a soap opera. I mean, that was what was going on in the Rangers locker room was ridiculous.
Yeah, I
So,
was going to say, don't quote me on this, but the Rangers seem to mismanage their prospects pretty easily.
Yeah.
Dylan Garand shouldn't have sat in the AHL all of last year. He should have gotten a call-up late in the season and actually seen some playing time. I mean, when you have a guy like Shesterkin, I'm pretty sure he got injured last year at one point. Like, Jonathan Quick's an awesome goaltender to have to throw back there, but at the same time, get a young guy like Dylan Garand in there for some NHL minutes, especially when you know you're not going to qualify for the playoffs.
Right.
yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
Good, great point there, Brady.
Thank you. Well, I'm going to head back to emceeing this thing.
Yeah.
I haven't heard one thank you on my last minute of play. So
I gave you one.
He
from here,
did give you one.
I appreciate that.
but I'll I don't know. Maybe I'll start throwing some elbows around here for you to get people worked up about it.
I appreciate it.
Talk to the police officer over there. Make sure he gets everybody in line. So, but Brady, it's good to see you, man.
Thanks as always
Glad
for
you've been
having me.
busy.
It's always a pleasure to be on this thing.
Our pleasure.
We're happy
Anything
to
else
have
you
you
need from us, let us know. We're happy to have you.
Yeah, for sure. Love you guys.
All
Hi,
right.
Mom.
All right, there goes
We'll
Brady.
see you on the concourse, Brady. Take
Yes,
it
we
easy.
will. Cool. Oh, I love Brady. Great
Yeah,
kid.
he's such a good kid, too.
So yeah,
And he really enjoys what he does.
He
which is
does.
and you do too, right? So
Yes.
like you can see it in him as I love seeing
I was that.
young
You know what I mean?
people energized about what it is they do and making what they want their future to be, making it. So great job, Brady. We're proud of you.
Coming on?
Come on, Keith, have a seat.
All right.
Always enjoy coming on here.
Yeah, no doubt. What's up, bud? Keith Allen here, head of. Let me see if I can do the head of community relations.
Community relations coordinator.
Community relations coordinator. I was
Hopefully,
close.
maybe one day I take Ryan's position as manager of community relations.
Gotcha.
but-
There you go.
Gotcha. Okay, so how you been, bud?
Good. It's been a busy summer.
Busy summer. I know.
Yeah.
It's crazy for you. It literally never stops.
It never does. No, I was like, oh, okay, summer's coming. Caravan time. You know, it was like,
You guys don't get an off season,
no.
right?
No.
And I think fans forget that. Like, you
Yeah,
guys
we're in the
you're
office.
working hard there is no off season for you guys.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I was going to ask, are you still like in the office like 9 to 5, 5 days a week all summer too, or is it
Monday through Thursday.
Monday to
Friday we
Thursday?
get a nice half day next to Mr. Costa there.
I love that.
What a nice guy.
Yeah, what a great guy.
So this is a home run. Tell us. I know this isn't the first year you guys have done it, but just seems to be a bigger and bigger event every year.
Yeah, I think we're starting to get a formula down now. In the past we did a lot of parks and stuff, and they were good. It just didn't get the same pull as doing something like this. So Sonny's Place was our second one. Massive hit. Like
I'm
that was
so mad I missed that. It's like what a home run. Thunderbirds. And
it was
Sonny's
the
Place.
best thing in the world. I mean, there was just people walking through every 10 minutes, and we only did like a 2-hour event. We could have went way longer. So I think next year we're probably going to do like a 3-4 hour event.
Nice.
That we're just finding that we're going somewhere that has something. It just kind of helps us a little bit more. You know what I mean?
Yep.
And Sonny's Place told us this. That was the most people they've had in opening on a Saturday in a while. So. It was good. And then obviously Andrew does a great job putting on the hockey tournament every year, and then just made sense to combine the Caravan with it like we did last year. So
Now, is this a standalone deck hockey tournament, or is this the culmination, like these kids that are playing right now, is this the culmination of a season-long league, or is this just you sign up for this day?
You sign up, yeah. So they do have deck hockey teams. I think one of them, the Milek team, is from somewhere in Worcester, I believe, and they're a deck hockey team that goes throughout the summer. But this is just something that we've been doing for a while now. It's just fun,
Yeah,
Come out
absolutely.
here, a beautiful day. I mean, we got lucky with the day, so yeah.
And there's
So
still,
it's a good
still
sign.
plenty of time for people to come down here.
Oh,
we're
yeah.
not going anywhere anytime soon. So
Yep.
all kinds of vendors and fun stuff to do, and hockey obviously too. So
Yeah.
I was going to say a formula for success: kids playing, parents on the sidelines yelling and screaming at
Yeah.
their kids
Yep.
and clapping, and that's a
It's-
recipe for
And
success.
it's just been a really successful year in the community too. I mean, if you don't know by now, Boomer's the busiest mascot in the entire AHL. I think we're up to 400 plus appearances this year, and that's including player appearances. But most of it's Boomer, just getting him out there in the community. So, and that's free. So if any, community events want Boomer to stop by, feel free to reach out to us, and we'll definitely send him your way.
yeah, I'm trying to think of what I don't know where I was. I was randomly somewhere, and Boomer was there. My kids, of course, go bananas, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Guys, it's everywhere.
Yeah, he's
You saw him
everywhere.
yesterday, guys.
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
nuts.
yeah.
It's nuts.
He'll be here today. He'll be here a little bit later today.
I believe it. So, in terms of when the season starts, you got any sneak previews? You got anything going on that you're excited about that you can talk about? Or
There's plenty I'm excited about that I can't talk about.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, we're excited for Kids Club again. I know, you're
I was going to
back
ask you
in.
about that. Yep.
And one of the best things about this is we get to connect with more places, right? So New England Air Museum's been wanting to do stuff with us more. That might be something that I'm trying to do a little Kids Club event for.
Awesome.
So it allows me to create more stuff for our Kids Club.
Great.
So, and I think it's going to be a good year this year. Obviously, the Kids Takeover game again.
Yep.
And then just sprinkle in a little couple different events here and there. So
that New England Air Museum's cool. You ever been? It's
Yes.
the one near Bradley.
I've
right?
never been there.
It's cool. There's you're I don't know. You think it's this rinky-dink thing, but you walk in and there's just these sweet airplanes all over the place.
Yeah.
Very, very cool spot.
Yeah. So I mean, there's that. Our Kids Club's always something that I try and put a lot. I put a lot of that. Try to be as communicative as possible.
Yep.
And we'll have our Breakfast of Champions again. Get some new players out there for the kids to meet. But yeah, I mean, just back on the grind of that once the season starts. So
Have you had a hard time piecing your schedule together for the Kids Club? I think at quick glance of the schedule, not a lot of Sunday games to pick from.
yeah, it makes it a little bit tough. But switching over to the 6:15 or whatever it was starts kind of helps a little bit.
We were talking about
I think we have a couple Wednesdays that I might be able to do. So it's just picking and choosing what's going to work best. So I think we'll be all right.
I love the 6 o'clock starts.
Yeah.
Thank you. Cool. Well, we appreciate it, Keith. This is awesome. My kids are here. They're having a good time. They got their faces painted, everything else.
Awesome.
Like you said, I think relationships are so important, whether it's with places like Sonny's Place and Duncan or families, people that play.
And a big shout out to Mass Mutual. Without them, this wouldn't be possible. So we appreciate their partnership and support. And I mean,
you guys have any events coming up? I think this is the last community caravan.
This is the last
event.
Caravan.
Are you planning on doing any opening night block party at MGM
Oh yeah,
again or something?
yep,
like that?
that'll be happening again for sure. at MGM, and then that whole area in front of the parking garage will be open.
Nice.
And I've heard we're going to be able to utilize it.
Landon Way is going to be no cars, right?
No
It's
cars.
just walking.
I think it's just walking, kind of like Fenway.
Perfect.
You know what I mean? How Fenway has those like spots where you walk down and a bunch of stuff. So,
Sounds like there's plenty of room for a shake, rattle, and gold podcast table.
there you go.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think so.
We're in a kind of event.
So I didn't realize that. Where's the entrance to the parking garage? Is that Union Street or the
Other
back
side,
side of?
Poland Way, whatever that is.
Yeah. So there's that one. There's an entrance on Dwight Street, and then you can exit onto Bruce Landon Way now walking.
Okay.
Obviously. So, and it's nice having that
That's
parking garage back
that's
open.
yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I don't mind walking or anything, but it's better to not walk. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, should be a good season. We're excited. Get it going. TBirds hockey going for the Calder Cup.
Yeah, I like it. I know you can't give. Is the team planning same kind of promotional games as they had in the past? I'm not gonna don't have to say any specifics.
Our guaranteed
but,
ones that we released. Yeah,
Okay.
there might be some stuff sprinkled in there.
I have a really good idea that I came up with over the summer for you guys.
Go ahead.
'Cause I went to Vancouver and Alaska, and their big things out there for the Inuit people and the sort of natives that are there are totem poles. And on every single totem pole, the most important part is at the top, and it's a Thunderbird.
That's right.
And they're all Thunderbirds on the top. And I'm like, how do we hit, when's Alaskan Heritage Month? Like, we should have like a totem pole.
I think it would be
some
cool.
kind of- I think that'd be awesome.
I think it'd be cool to have a totem pole out front at the National Center.
That's
there
great.
you go.
That's awesome.
Have maybe somebody in Springfield that does woodworking or something like that.
Yeah.
Make us a nice totem pole with Boomer's head on the top of it. Cool.
That would be.
You never know.
Yeah, all right.
Any chainsaw sculptors out
Yeah,
there?
sure.
In the
There's
YouTube
always-
universe. There you
There's
go.
always a guy at the
Yeah.
Big E. There's always a guy at the Big E. I don't know where he's
Yeah.
out.
But if you're watching, reach out. KAllen@SpringfieldThunderbirds.com.
There you go.
Get something going.
For sure.
Thank you guys for having me.
No,
Appreciate
thanks
it.
for having
appreciate
us,
it.
man.
Yeah.
Appreciate you guys being out here. You make it a lot better.
Oh, our pleasure. Our pleasure.
We're happy to do it. Thanks, Keith. Take it easy.
Thank you.
See you later. All right. We're live at Amelia Park here in Westfield, and yes, we are live. And you can reach out to us. Feel free to send us a comment on our YouTube channel here. But this is just the breeze is blowing.
I was just going to say,
Beautiful day.
that breeze is fantastic.
It's like this is my kids keep walking around. They've already gotten their face painted. They got Duncan bucket hats. They got balloon animals and stuff. I got students walking around here.
You don't want to say the
Yeah,
S
a
word.
little too soon for me.
Yeah, it's still summer.
Yeah, right. Go to Six Flags or something, kid. Get out of here. But no, this is a good time. And like you said, I think it's kind of cool. Like there are teams here from Worcester. Like if you live in Worcester and you got a kid who's into hockey, would you rather what's a cheaper night? Going out to the Garden in Boston or coming to Springfield to watch a game? Like what's easier? What's more convenient? What's cheaper? It's like a home run. So the more you kind of spread the brand across the state and like into Connecticut, amazing how many Thunderbirds fans are in Connecticut. Like Hartford's right there, but they come to us instead.
I was actually going to say something. I mean, and we love Sonny's Place and in Agawam, it's just as close as anything. But how much the Springfield Thunderbirds, a Massachusetts-based team, has their reach in Connecticut. Hartford's a stone's throw away too, So, and I think that's kudos to guys like Keith, the front office staff, Nate, who they know. When a team invests in the community invests back in that team twofold. We've been saying this for years.
Well, the community's not going to do it unless you do it first.
Yeah.
And that's what we're really seeing is the team is investing in the community with this kind of stuff. It's a total home run.
Yeah.
So you can't really go anywhere. Like you said, you can't go anywhere without seeing Boomer.
400 appearances.
That's crazy.
That's more than an appearance a day.
yes.
365 days in a year. So I'm not a math guy, but if I do the quick math,
Oh, I'm going to leave that up to you. The math. By the way, speaking of that, I'm totally off topic. The Twin Silos place in Agawam.
Yes.
Been vacant forever. Did somebody buy that?
I think so.
Are they going to make it like a mini Sonny's Place? Because if they're not, it's a huge whip. I was going to say, if I had an extra couple $1 million, that would be a Diet Sonny's Place with a brewery on one end and mini golf on the other. And
There
arcade in the
was a
middle.
time, mutual friends of ours, and I'll tell you who they are off air, but we did talk about what if we did turn this into a little brewery, a little,
a lot of time
lot
and
of
money
beers
investing.
and that's what it came down to. and I have neither. I have no
Right.
time and no money. So
If I was 29, not 39, it would be a little different.
Yeah.
But yeah. So anyway, I love Sonny's place. That place is phenomenal. And again, good supporters here, Springfield Thunderbirds hockey. So.
Let's talk a little bit about this team, this roster. This was an idea you had, so I'll open it up to you first. Players we need more from, right? With so many players returning, with expectation, I think everybody has a vision or an idea of what they think this team can be. Give me your top 3 players you need more from this year.
Okay, so I'm going to start with the least confusing one, and it's Dylan Peterson, because I honestly think that this kid could be Milan Lucic. I think he could go out. I think he could get 60 points this year, and I think he would be a force at both ends of the ice with his size and his ability. You lose Mackenzie McEachern. He could be better than Mackenzie McEachern.
Yep.
And I honestly think that. And I think the transition from college hockey to the AHL is harder than it is from, say, the Swedish league. And I know we've talked about it, but when you're playing against other 19-year-olds, you're not getting the same as if you're playing against 30-year-old washed-up AHL guys who are mad that they're in Slovakia and they just want to punch your face in, right? So that would be choice number 1 for me. And I'm going to hold on the other 2 because I believe we're going to be joined right now by the voice of your Springfield Thunderbirds.
Yeah, just calling my own number here,
Yeah,
Hey, we were waiting for you. How's everything going, Ryan? How are you?
It's good.
Yeah.
It's
You in charge of the scoreboard over there?
no.
Oh, that's good.
No, I'm trying to keep away from the competitive fire out there.
The parents.
Real quick, you had a busy summer, right? You got some traveling and some other fun stuff?
Yeah, quite a bit of traveling and still more to go. So
Good for you.
I had a chance to get back to Europe.
Nice.
After never having been to Europe in my life until I was 31 or 32. Now I've been 3 straight years, and
That's awesome. That's awesome.
better late than never. So
Yeah. It's funny. I forget who somebody mentioned, but we took the Alaskan cruise, and then 3 days later we went to Cape Cod, and somebody, I think it was you, Matt, was like, "Well, you're going from the Pacific Ocean to the Atlantic Ocean in less than a week." I'm like, "Yep, yes, we are." It's kind of funny.
That's how you know it was a good summer.
Yeah, right.
good.
Seriously.
That's a real good summer.
Well, good for you, man. So that's awesome. So we were just talking about the roster and how it seems like last year we didn't even know how to pronounce half the guys on the roster, and yet now they're all back and they're like there's like not a lot of turnover from last year's roster.
No, I think what the exciting thing is for me this year is the fact that there's so much young prospect turnover, more than I can ever remember there being. And it's a byproduct of the Blues built up a lot of draft pick assets over the last couple of years with some savvy moves that Doug Armstrong made. And he's starting to hand the keys to the car over to Alex Steen. This is Doug's final year in the GM seat before he gets a chance to probably relax for the first time in 25 or 30 years, although I'm sure he's going to be involved in some sort of a consulting role. Consulting was the word I was looking for.
Gotcha.
I'm a little out of practice here, so you'll have to forgive me. But I think it's really exciting, all these young prospects that we're going to get to see another year out of. I'm excited to see what kind of strides Otto Stenberg, Alec Koskamaki, Colton Ellis. I'm excited for what all of those guys are going to bring to the table as they get a little bit more of their feet under themselves. Wouldn't shock me if Dalibor Dvorsky's down here to start the year, depending on how training camp goes in St. Louis. So he's in a position where he can make a statement in St. Louis out of camp, or worst case, maybe he comes down and spends a month or 2 tearing up the AHL. And then I said it last year, and I'll say it again now. I think the next time Dalibor Dvorsky gets called up to St. Louis, they're hoping it's the last time they call him up.
Agreed.
Yep.
So I think there's a lot of new also out there that it's just kind of unknown right now. What will Theo Lindstein's adjustment to the North American ice be? You look at his World Junior and his Swedish League pedigree. He's a first-round pick, a couple picks after Stenberg, and the tools are there for him to be a top-flight offensive defenseman. But
it's just interesting. We had the same question about guys like Samuel Johansson last year, and it was like right out the gate, he's playing top-line minutes. He's on the ice at critical times. I feel like a lot of these guys that come from that league don't have much of an adjustment needed.
I don't think it's as much as people think. The bulk of the Euros that I have a chance to talk to, I remember Otto Stenberg had pretty much just gotten off the plane, and I had a chance to chat with him. And it was one of the first things I asked him, the adjustment to the smaller ice sheet. He had played a bit in World Juniors, obviously, on it, but he thought it more closely aligned with his game as it was. So I don't think European players are intimidated by the fact that there's less room to move. I think they view it as an opportunity to throw their weight around and not necessarily be bruisers by any stretch, but know the angles, know the little plays you can make in the corners and in between the circles where you can free up space for teammates that way. So I think there's a lot less of an adjustment period because I think these guys in the Euros especially are taught such a good 200-foot game, 200-foot habits from such a young age. I mean, you look at the average Swede or Finn forward that comes over to North America. How often do you see a Swede or a Finn who is a complete defensive liability? It's not often because it's the way that it's been coached over there for as long as I can remember. And, these NHL GMs, maybe this is why Doug and Alex have been so keen on drafting so many of these Euros is there's just so many good habits in the way that they're raised in the game. And I think we're going to start to see sort of the fruits of that really come to the forefront here in the next couple of years.
Yeah. I don't know. My theory was always that in Europe, you're playing against grown men in a lot of cases, as opposed to playing in Canadian juniors.
Yeah.
In college, playing against 21-year-old. You're playing against Anthony Grecos and stuff when you're 18, 19 years old.
Yeah.
A lot of the AHL guys and even NHL guys end up in Swedish league, and so when you come to North America and you play in the AHL, the group of peers is closer aligned than it is for the Oshawa generals.
Yeah, and you know what? I always tell people who look at European League stats of guys who are recently drafted or in their draft year, and I think the perfect example of that is you look at when Dalibor Dvorsky was briefly in the Swedish League, and obviously Swedish League teams, they're not thinking about NHL prospects and development. They're thinking about winning our league championship, and to each their own. That's how it is. And as a result, maybe Devo didn't get the minutes that he would have wanted to get over there, and his numbers weren't particularly fantastic by any stretch. But I always give that word of warning to people who want to look at their Swedish League's numbers and see, this guy's not really doing much, not really putting the puck in the net, because of the point you just said. Then you got so many guys who have not only played pro, but played high-level pro for a long time. Yeah. And, I mean, just think about it from the mindset. I mean, it's a ridiculous comparison, but think about when you were 8, 9 years old playing with the neighbor kids up the street who were 12, 13, 14. You weren't going to beat them because they were so much bigger and had more experience than you. Right. And it's maybe not quite as big of a gap in this scenario, but the analogy, I think, still applies.
Yeah. Ryan, how important is it for this team this year to get off to a hot start? It's not a very easy schedule, opening with Charlotte, early games with Hershey, Walchuk, and Pekka leadership, right? How important is it for this team to get off to a hot start or a good start, I should say?
I don't think hot start is quote unquote necessary. Mm-hmm. But what you can't have, and I've experienced this both here in Springfield and at the junior level, I've had 2 different teams in my career start 0-6. You can't do that.
Right.
Now, there's a lot of things that go into that. And you look at the TBirds team in 07 or 17-18 that was 0-6. That team was depleted because the Florida Panthers had spent money on NHL level free agents. Their draft pool wasn't what it is now, and it was a different scenario. Mm-hmm. So again, it's hard to compare contrast in that way. But I think that Matthew Pekka and Steve Konowalchuk, I think there is an expectation level that this team is capable of hanging with the top dogs in this division. And you look in this division, Hershey lost a lot of pieces. Charlotte lost a lot of pieces. I think you can look on paper, and it looks like the T-Birds have the littlest amount of turnover across their lineup top to bottom. Does that always translate into being the top flight team in a division one year to the next? No, not necessarily. But I think that'll help in the early stages of the season, whereas some teams are still trying to identify, okay, what are our prospects' roles going to be? What are our new vets' roles going to be? I think a lot of the guys on this roster probably have a pretty good idea right now what their role is going to be from day one. And I think that's a huge I think that's a huge asset for the coaching staff and for the players to know where they slot in. Of course, you're going to have your intercompetitions and battles, and any good team will have that. But I think that part alone is what sets the T-Birds up to hopefully get off to a start like in the, let's say, 6-7 wins out of the first 10. You take that any day of the week, regardless of situation. And I'm excited to see their first road test of the season in Hershey, a place that has haunted the T-Birds for so long.
Mhm.
It doesn't seem to matter who's on the roster. It's just like a black hole engulfs this team in Hershey. But a chance to get the Bears right off the get-go with so many of their Calder Cup winning pieces moving on.
Right.
It's a big opportunity right from the start to really have a litmus test early on.
Even Bridgeport, we were talking about how
They will not be slouches.
That's what I was saying. I was like, now that
they will be
now
in
they're better.
the race.
Now they're better. Maybe we can actually beat them. Because when they stink, it's when we can't beat them.
And it's interesting. I don't know how much I buy into the play down to the competition thing. Maybe on a subliminal level it's in there, but
I think it's their play style. There's something about their play style against Springfield that we've just had a hard time with.
I mean, they've been known to play a rugged, walk-the-line kind of game.
Right.
And
if you get sucked into it,
yes,
you're in trouble.
And that's what it is. But I view that team, and I don't for a second think they're going to be anywhere near the basement dwellers they were these past 2 years. I think it's completely different. Rocky Thompson's not going to accept that. It's a guy who was John Tortorella's assistant in Philadelphia and someone who had success as a head coach in Chicago in this league before. So he's not going to tolerate anything like what the last couple of years with the Islanders were like. And I think Matthew Darsh has a vision for that team, looking to get younger, looking to get more skilled. And I still have question marks about their goaltending, but you can look in terms of their skating talent. Chris Terry's back again, and he's a leader. I mean, he's an AHL Hall of Famer for sure, and just someone who, it doesn't matter who's around him, he gets his points. You need to find a way to limit him, and you got to hope that you're not in a situation where you're giving them too many chances night in and night out, because I would put just about everything on their special teams numbers and their standings numbers taking exponential leaps this year. They will not be a team that can be taken lightly anymore.
I would agree. And I think, too, in the past, really, the Thunderbirds have been around 500 against Bridgeport, and it stung because you would expect it to have a winning record against the basement dweller. But, when you play so many times against the same team, you're so familiar with them, not much is going to surprise you. I think this year, if you're around 500 with Bridgeport, I think you probably have a better taste in your mouth.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And I think you get in the marathon of a season, 72 games, and you look at the end of the year, and the team that normally is near the top of the league standings is probably around a 670, 680 points percentage. I don't know what Laval ended up with. They might have been at 700, but if you look at it from that state of mind, you want to be around 600 points percentage, almost surely gets you top 3 in your division. And you look at it as 6 points every 10 games. Or no, you look at it as, I can do math, right?
It's the summer. I can't.
6 wins every 10 games is a good mark. You're going to have your streaks where you go on a heater, where you win 5, 6, 7 straight. And you're going to have your cold spell where you have 4, 5, 6. It's just a matter of, you need to find a way to try to keep the bad streak as limited as you can, keep good habits in your game night to night. And I think by year's end, more often than not, and years of being around this league and around these teams, good habits tend to work themselves out over time.
Yeah, agree.
I want to know if you've already sent one of these to Connor Ryan yet, or if he's requested it. Maybe he's on his way here.
I think I technically still owe him a Dunkin' drink from BU Penn State.
I think you do.
He never really called me out on that, so I'm just kind of waiting for him to pop back into town one of these days. But
I don't know. Once they go to Boston, they don't come back. Except me. I think I'm the only one who went to Boston and actually came back.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So
but
come back,
I mean, he's obviously he's a Southie, so you can't.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how you can tell he's a Southie at all, but. Yeah, Connor, you're catching strays on this one. I don't know if you're hearing it or not.
So what last thing for me, I guess, we were just having the conversation of guys or groups or something about the team that we are expecting more from this year. Something that we expect them to, like, for me, like Dylan, like I think Dylan Peterson could be Milan Lucic this year. in year 2. I think he has the skill set to do it. Is there a player or maybe a group, a unit that you're expecting more from?
Well, I look at the second and third year guys, and I keep coming back to that because year 1, it's not easy for anybody in this level. And what I always tell people, the cautionary tale, that year 1 numbers, when you look at what they did in junior and what they did in their younger leagues growing up in Europe, you're not going to see that degree of success as quickly. Devo having 20 goals, nearly a point a game for a long stretch of the season, that's an anomaly. I always caution people against that. But I go back to the core set of guys that come to my brain. It's Alec Koskamaki, it's Otto Stenberg, it's Michael Bushinger, it's Leo Loop in year 3. You just look to these guys to kind of take that next step, not only in their production numbers, but in terms of leading by example and leading in their own ways. And the guys I just named, none of them are going to rah-rah, yell through the wall at you by any stretch of the imagination. And I'll add Dylan Peterson into that rah through the wall at you.
He might.
But anytime any of the people in St. Louis ask me who's kind of an under the radar guy that you could see NHL future for, I always come back to Petey, because I think he's a carbon copy of what every NHL team would love to have on a third and fourth line on the wing.
Agreed.
A bruiser, someone who will mix things up in front of the net, try to get the defense off their game, try to sucker them into post-whistle shenanigans and nonsense. Stand up,
Nathan Walker.
Stand up. What I literally said to the
I was thinking Justin Brezzo, but yeah,
to the guys in St. Louis. I was just on their show last week or the week before. I literally said to them, take Nathan Walker, inflate him by about 30 pounds, and add 4 or 5 inches, and you have Dylan Peterson.
Yeah.
And I think people in St. Louis, when they hear that, that's something you love to hear. And the fact that he's a right shot too adds a different element down there as well. You put 2 or 3 Dylan Petersons in your bottom 6 at the NHL level, I can guarantee you the opponent in your division is going to hate seeing you on the schedule 5-6 times a year.
Yeah. No, for sure. I'm excited. I expect big things from him. I really do.
And the thing with Petey, I love his motor. I love the way he plays the game. I think he needs to pick his spots a little better, because unfortunately he got himself hurt a couple times by just being a little out of control. And
so is that kind of like when you have to tell a quarterback you can't slide, you got to slide, dude. You got to slide.
I think it's kind of similar in that way, and it's unfortunate because Petey, when he got hurt in Rochester last year, I saw it happen right in front of me. He was his usual bull in a china shop on the forecheck. Didn't quite line up the hit properly, toe picked, and his shoulder went right into the boards, and you just knew it was trouble right from the get-go. The fact that he came back in the playoffs as fast as he did from that injury is astounding. None of us,
and didn't seem to skip a beat either.
None of us expected him to be back in the first round, especially. And the fact that he was out on the ice in game 2, full go, and Kevin Maxwell and PD both told me I'm not playing unless I'm full go, and he was absolutely full go from that point on. So as he gets older, the injury recovery is not going to happen as fast. So wouldn't ask him to change his game much, but maybe pick and choose your spots in the second or third game of a weekend in March when there's a little more important stuff out there down the road. But if I tell that to Petey, he'll roll his eyes at me and say, I'm not changing anything. As he should have.
Right. Awesome. Well, Ryan, thanks so much for the time. I'm really excited to have I'm just like, I love summer, and this year I'm just like, I want summer to be over. I just want hockey season. There's something about it this year.
On the season.
Maybe it was the 90 degrees for about 15 straight
I'm in the pool. I don't care. I'm in the pool.
That's true.
But it's the I don't know. It's the anticipation of the season. I think it's going to be a good one. I'm really excited for it.
It's like that going off to college energy.
It really is. So, but we appreciate the time. Enjoy.
Appreciate it as always, my guys.
Thanks, Ryan.
And,
good to see you guys.
Yeah, we'll hear from you in a little bit.
Absolutely.
Awesome. The voice of your Thunderbirds, Ryan Smith. And again, there's a lot of I think they're the head of community relations, right? So a lot of the stuff we get keep the credit, but a lot of the stuff is Ryan too, and his work there, and we appreciate him coming on too. Again, we're at Amelia Park. Come on down. They'll be here pretty much all day. It's a beautiful day. We got vendors. We got deck hockey, not floor hockey, deck hockey. I like that. It's a new little
Floor
word.
hockey is what my kids do in the kitchen.
Right. So we are going to wrap up here soon, but I did want to just finish up what we were doing with the
what we want more from.
Yeah, people we expect some more from. So my three choices, as Luca's here. Hi, Luca. That's my son.
Hi.
Hey, bud. Say hi.
Hi.
Okay. First one for me was Dylan Peterson. Number two for me was kind of a combo. Steve Konowalchuk and Matthew Pekka.
I like
I need more from the leadership. This is still a young group. A lot of the issues that the team had last year, a lot of the problems kind of recurring. Like some of the problems we in October still seeing in April.
Mm-hmm.
That to me falls on your captain, your coach, and your coaching staff.
Mm-hmm.
And so if we need the power play numbers up, that's coaching. If we need more discipline, that's coaching and leadership. Like a lot of the things that I think really hampered them and set them back come down to coaching and leadership. And I love both of them. I like Kano and Pekka. I need more from them from the leadership perspective. Third thing for me is, again, sort of generic. I need more offense from the defense.
Sure.
We did not. There's a reason they went out and got Kalen Addison.
Yep.
Because there just wasn't enough production back there. And so whether it's Bushinger, Skinner, Kessel if he's here, Loof. I mean, it took Leo Loof till like March to score a goal.
He does not have a goal.
He still doesn't have one?
And I know that because player I need more from, Leo Loof.
So, like, it's the back end. I need more offensive production from the back end. So those are my big three.
I like it. My three, and I have a fourth, an honorable mention. I'll start with Leo Loof for the same things you said. I think he's now entering year 3. I think you're looking at him as potentially, is he part of that top D pairing? I think he can be because he plays well. 17 assists last year. He was a +5, but still 2 full seasons in the AHL, no goals.
Mm-hmm.
Do I need him to light it up and be an AHL All-Star leading the league with defensive goals? No. But threat's not even the word to use. Be there on offense.
Right.
Be there, right?
Present.
17 assists is good. He's moving the puck. But I think we do need more offense from the defense. And if Leo Loof is going to be a guy who is your top D-line pairing, you need offense to come from him.
Right.
So he's one. For me, who I need more from in less opportunity is Vadim Zarenko. I think now it's clear, and this is to no slight of Big Z, he's the number 2 goalie on this team. I think Konowalchuk, he's alluded to it in the past, but he's going to let play dictate who gets the nod in goal. But I think you're starting the year with Colton Ellis as your 1. For the first time since Hofer was the 1. Right. And Vadim Zarenko as a rookie was the number 2. If Vadim Zarenko is your number 2, I need consistency. I need to know that when he's in there every 3 or 4 nights, you're going to get a solid on his game Zarenko. I would like to see his goals against. I think last year was almost 3.5. I think that's too much.
Yeah.
And again, that number though was because you were hot or cold. I think if we can get somewhere in the middle, in the limited appearances for Zarenko, give me a low 3 goals against, give me a save percentage 9.1, 9.0. Last year I think it was 8.8 save percentage. So give me more in less appearances from Vadim Zarenko. And then my third player is Otto Stenberg. I think you can say it's Otto Stenberg and Kaskamaki, but I think now Otto Stenberg, first-round draft pick a few years ago for the Blues, he was great as a piece to the McGing line. Can he now, and maybe it's third line, maybe it's fourth line, but can it be his line? Can Otto, can wherever he plays, whoever he's playing with, as a fan, can you go, oh, that's Stenberg's line? Right. Can he create that sort of personality of how that line works together? So I'm looking for more for Otto Stenberg, more consistent goal scoring. The tools are there, the skills are there, the talent is there. Can he just sort of take over? My honorable mention is just Zach Dean. Just for I can never fault a player for injuries. I know how hard players work to be on the ice. to be there. He wasn't. He was hurt. So just having Zach Dean out there, we talked about this at the top of the show. He's kind of an addition, even though he was there last year. You need something from him. When he was on the ice in the playoffs, he was have a seat, bud.
What's up? We got all the kids.
We got all the kids here today. They're all hanging out.
Face
So
painted?
can Zach Dean just be a guy that and this is kind of his last chance here in St. Louis, in Springfield. So I want more from him. Those are my 3 plus 1 honorable mention guys.
I like it. I stole Leo Luke from you. So
Yeah.
what's up? So here, you want to say hi, Ellie? So we got my two.
Hi.
Luca and Ellie are here, and
Hi.
Jake is here. Jake Baker's here as well. Guys, are you excited for Thunderbird season to start?
Yeah.
What's your favorite thing to do with the Thunderbirds game?
I don't know.
Oh, great answer, Ellie. How about you, Luca?
Here you go, bud.
Watch the game.
You watch the game.
Another good answer. Jake?
Snacks.
Snacks.
Yeah.
Snacks.
That's my favorite part too.
So not coming down.
I know. I like Disney on Ice.
Disney on Ice. Different than the Thunderbirds game, but same place.
Yeah.
I like the
same
energy.
place.
What about when you get to come down to the penalty box with Daddy?
Yeah, I like that.
Who's your favorite Thunderbirds player, Ellie?
Matthew Pecca.
Matthew Peck. How about you, Luca?
Matthew Pecca.
Okay.
Dalibor Dvorsky.
Dalibor Dvorsky. Is it Matthew Peck because we saw him at the restaurant over the summer?
Yeah, we did see that.
I heard about
I
that.
did.
I heard about that.
No, I just really like him.
Like
Yeah.
Eleanor, who we call Ellie. I'm surprised you don't like the goalie Ellis, who they also call Ellie.
I like him.
Yeah, and Zarenko gave you a buck. I think you really got a thing for the goalies. I think you like it.
And I love the goalies. Another player gave us a too.
Corey Andonovsky.
Yeah,
I forget about Corey Andonovsky. He's coming back. He's
Yeah,
coming
Corey
back.
and Corey.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Nailed it.
like him.
What about? I should have looked this up before on air. How about Kessie?
I doubt it. I
Because he
haven't
was
seen
just a
anything.
loner.
Yeah, he was just a one-off.
Yeah.
What
a great though.
Daddy,
He
can
played
you
great
do
in the
more
playoffs.
questions
Yeah.
for us?
You want more questions?
Yeah.
Are
What
you
team-
ready for kindergarten?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, big going into kindergarten, huh? What's the team that you like to see the Thunderbirds play against? Is there another team out there that
The Bruins.
you like when they play the Bruins?
Province. Yeah, Province.
They're gonna play. What about you, Jake? Is there a team that you, when you're going to a
like
game,
them all.
you like them all?
Yeah.
You're just like watch hockey and eat snacks as he's eating the snack
As
right
he's
now.
eating
Yeah.
pretzels right now
Yeah.
on air.
Yeah,
Not
right.
very good radio.
Right.
He's chomping away.
Well, this has been fun. I know we got other things going on today, but I'm glad we could come down here and do this. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Really appreciate the Thunderbirds. I don't know. Do you have anything else you wanted to?
that was it. I mean, we pretty much nailed everything we talked about pre-show. We hit upon the schedule, roster, what it looks like. We interviewed Keith and Ryan and our players we need more from. Look, I'm just at the end of the day excited for hockey to start back up again. I am very optimistic and I have real expectations for this team this year. It all has to gel together, but I don't know why it wouldn't. I think last year it gelled pretty well. I'm
Hey.
looking forward to a lot of time spent in the Mass Mutual.
Yeah.
Hanging out with the fans and just getting back into the grind.
Yep, for sure. I can't, like I said at the top, I can't wait for hockey season. I've never really had this yearning that I have this year for this season. I'm so excited about it. So we're excited. We're glad we could come out here. Big thank you to Keith and Ryan and everybody else here at the Thunderbirds for having us down here. This is a great event. We're happy to do it. I'm happy to do it again next year. What?
Can you do more questions?
Maybe on the next episode. Because
We'll have you on the next
one. We're all done now. We're all done with this episode. But thank you, Matt. Thank you to you for taking the time to come out here.
Thank
Hey, I'm glad to do it. When we
Thank
get
you.
invited to do
Thank
this,
you,
I
thank
can't
you.
say no. We appreciate you. I know we've had comments watching live, so thank you for tuning in live. If you're not watching live and just streaming on your podcast or YouTube, we appreciate it. The likes, the follows, the shares. We have some big ideas, and right now they're just ideas. We're moving forward with them, hoping to generate some new things with the podcast and the team, and maybe some pregame stuff on the concourse every once in a while. But none of this can be possible if we don't have you all listening and liking. So we appreciate that.
I'll tell you, as
again,
long as it's not 10 degrees out, I love the idea of that Bruce Landon way. Now that it's walking, just setting up a table and having at it.
I do.
Give me an extension cord and a Wi-Fi password, and we're good to go.
Send your emails to Thunderbirds front office and
Tell
talk us up. Tell us you want more SRG.
That's right. That's right. Thanks everybody for listening, and as always, Matt,
let's go T-Birds.